Woo! What is up, guys? Sorry for that. I've uploaded 10 episodes of Pokemon Uranium. That's not a lot for you, but it's a lot for me because I'm actually trying to be consistent and it's working out quite well. And what I wanted to do today is, oh look, Steam, Bitman is online. Cool, add him as a friend and annoy him. No, I'm joking. So what I want to do is show you how to make a sidebar because, oh look, another person is playing GTA 5. So what I wanted to do is show you how to make a Pokemon sidebar. Now, I'm no professional, I'm not a popular YouTuber, I'm no expert on this, but I can give you some tips because I think mine came out quite neat. And there's a lot of Pokemon Let's Players that upload without a sidebar or upload with, and the people that want to upload with have the problem that some don't know how to do it and some people charge money for it, and the last thing I want to do is pay money for something that can easily be done by myself for a very little amount of time. So I'm going to show you, and I've actually have all the material that I need, and this is the second recording because the first time it crashed, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So what I'm using is GIMP, and GIMP usually works really well when it doesn't crash when setting dimensions. GIMP is free. You can use paint.net, you can use paint, normal paint if you wanted to. There's a bunch of free Photoshop software. You could also use, if you have Photoshop, use Photoshop, but buying it is very expensive. There are ways to get it free, but I'm not going to tell you that because I'm not going to get into trouble because of this. And I don't do it myself because I'm using GIMP. It could just be a cover-up though. No, I'm not. I don't use Photoshop. Because GIMP is perfect for everything I want to do. Now what you want to do is open a new project in GIMP and set the dimensions to full HD, so 1920 x 1080p pixels. The background, then the toolbox layers, if it's closed you can open it under Windows and recently closed. That's where I usually find it. And the tabs you see here you can actually add by clicking on this button, do add tab, and just select what you want. The most used ones I have are basic tool options, so these are whenever you select one of these change. Then the layers, of course. The layers are very important for editing. Always try to do it with layers because then you can correct your changes. The brush size, I'm still trying to figure that out, and the fonts. Now what we're going to start with is making the background, and you want a background that doesn't take the attention away from the viewer and doesn't hurt the viewer to look for a long time. So I just chose simple black, simple dark blue. And if you're gonna do Let's Plays of Pokemon gameplays that are more popular, of Pokemon games that are more popular, like Emerald, you can actually use the map from the game and put it as a background. It looks very neat. But with Pokemon Uranium, it's kind of tough because it is a fan-made game and it is quite new, so fan art is still coming out. And I just chose blue. You can also do pattern fill and select the pattern here. But blue is pretty neat. Now what we're going to do is add a new layer, and you can do this by right clicking and not delete layer, new layer. Then we're going to call it video, my caps lock, yeah, video and badges. Now you're going to work with the select tool and go to tool options because it crashes always when I do this. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the area, and you're going to select it from the corner. We can move it later, don't worry. And you need to know what window size you're recording in. So Pokemon Uranium actually lets me choose the window size, and that's very useful because my dimensions now are 1024 x 768, and those are quite big, and it doesn't make the game look terrible because it's, it's a pixelated game kind of. Oh look, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Is also online, go at him. And basically what you want to do is, I'm using 1024 x 768, and you want to go to like 1026 or 1025 x 770. I'm going to show you why in a second. So remember, the length times width is the dimension, so length would be 1025. So we're going to do 1025, and then the width is 768. So we go to 770. That's good. And when you select this manually without selecting the pixels, then it's kind of tough work. So 769 is good. Then you want to go to 1020. So you need a bit of hand control here. 1025 times 76. Come on, damn it! What is this, like really annoying to do? Come on, one more. Oh, baby. There we go. Perfect. Now, what we're gonna do is this area, we're gonna fill it out white. So you go here, make sure this is on your new layer, right? You go here, invert these, because this is automatically on white, and you fill it out. And then what you do is go and select and do shrink by 1 pixel. You do that, and you go here again, change the colors again, and select this. Now you can select and none, and then you have your area selected where your video is going to go. It's pretty simple, and here you can undo, so you see what you have. The next window is going to be the badges, and I'm just going to save this right here. So we're going to save it under pictures and do toot. It's always good to save your progress. The next window we're going to do is the badges window. Now the badges are a bit big, and so I want the badges here, and I think this is a good window for the badges. Make sure it's kind of aligned. So it's the same process. Switch it, fill it, go select, shrink by 1, okay. Change colors again, this, select, none, perfect. Now you have your video and your badges. The next thing we're going to do is actually add a new layer, and we're going to call this badges. You will see why. You're going to go to the big A, and here you're going to draw a circle, a square. You can also do it lengthwise, so you can still select this. And then you're going to go here and type in badges. I'm going to capitalize it, and whoa, and this is going to be smaller by default. Go here. White is a good color in blue. Now you see it. Now you see it. And here you can choose any font you want. You can also add fonts. There's a ton of free good fonts online. And the one I like is Roboto. And then you're just going to make it bigger, 100p. Should be fine. Oh, it's actually fine. And you can close this a bit. And then you go to the move tool, and you can move the whole thing. Kind of center it. So this should actually be fine. If you want, you can combine the layers. You go here, right click on layers, on the layer you just added. Wait, what the hell is this? First, I don't know, just merge it down, then you can merge it down again if you want to. So now this whole thing is completed. You can't change it anymore. If you do, you have to undo it. That usually Control Z or edit and undo item visibility. So the next thing, so now we have this, now we have the video screen and the badge screen. I'm going to show you how I do the badges later. Then we're going to decorate it a little bit. And I actually have a window here, and I didn't load it. Oh, give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I actually lost a file for the Pokemon that I used, but it doesn't matter. DeviantArt.com is your best source for Pokemon Uranium fan art. And always ask, if it doesn't say that you can use it freely, always ask the creators. And so I'm gonna go to, oh god damn it, I forgot it. Alright, we're back again, sorry for the abrupt cut. This is what I was looking for. This I found, and it's perfect because it doesn't have the background. And these gray squares usually mean that there's no background, and you can just copy paste it easier. So the way to select it is, you can actually select all, and then you can just press Ctrl C. If you want to edit it individually, just use the wand tool. I can't say it anymore. Wand tool, and select them individually. Select all, Ctrl C for copy. You go here, press Ctrl V. Now you can see in your layers, it will say floating selection. Then you right click and do to new layer. Now it's in your project. Damn, for 12, add them too. And you can move it. I moved it in the top right corner. It's here. Then you can go to rotate. Go here. And here you can rotate it to your will. I like it like this. You can rotate it. You can, of course, downscale it. So this looks fine. And do the move tool again, and here, fits nicely. I'm actually gonna downscale it a bit more. Scale, so this time, now it's not interfering with the badges. And you see in my normal sidebar I have the Pokemon here. Actually didn't find it now, but that doesn't matter too much anymore. So you can rename your layer by just clicking on it like you edit names of pictures. So we're gonna call this Pokemon. So this is how it looks at the moment. Select, oh, actually nothing is selected. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the Pokeball part. Here we have a Pokeball. Again, it's a sprite. It's very nice. We can again select all. Control C, Control V. Right click to new layer, and then you just put it wherever you want. Now here with the downscaling, actually it's quite easy. I do 300 times 300 pixels. That's the size I usually use. And make sure it all 6 fit in. Control C, Control V copies the layer, and then you just have to make sure it's kinda, so again to new layer, Control V, and you keep doing that. So again, right click to new layer, again. Now I'm just doing this quickly. Control V, and actually make sure they're nicely aligned when you do it. And Control V. Now we have 6. Now if you notice you have some space, you can move them around, play around a bit. And here what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna merge all of these down, so we just have one layer. So merge down, merge down, merge down, and merge down. So now we have all of them. This looks pretty neat. Of course, you can see the distances aren't aligned. That's because I'm just doing it quickly. When you do it, make sure you have the same distances so that it looks nicely. So actually, what I can do is move this all over a bit more, so it's at least. So these are the places where your Pokemon are gonna go in. You can do this any way you want. You can do it with squares. You can just be creative. This is just the way I did it because the Pokeballs are where Pokemons are usually contained. If you wanted to, you could download the Pokeballs where your Pokemon are actually kept in. You can do what you want. Basically, you can make the Pokeballs open if you find some sprites for that. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is how I put the Pokemons in. For Pokemon Uranium, I found this great display where all the Pokemons are, or most of them, as it gets updated. And they're all in pixelated forms, and that's very well. So I zoomed in on my sheeple to not spoil you any other Pokemon. And what you're going to do here, actually what we're going to do first is save it. And what you're going to do here is, just zoom in a bit more. I'm just telling you, if you do this, you will spoil your Pokemon. You will spoil the Pokemons that are appearing, but I don't remember them very well, so that's good. You're going to choose the wand tool, and you're going to select one area, and then you hold down shift, and you see the little plus next to my cursor. You're going to keep doing this. So actually I'm going to fast forward this part, so hang tight. You want to select all of these squares. Make sure you don't select this. If you do, for example, you just go Control minus do this, or you can just do undo. So I'm going to fast forward this. I'll see you in a second. Oh, right, I'm back. This is actually my first time playing around with the fast forward tool. A good way to do this is like a puzzle, do the outlines first and then do the big areas, or do the big areas first. So you're gonna do Control C again, and go here, Control V. There it is. So you're gonna make this to a new layer, and then you're gonna go to the resize option. And here's always the problem, how big you're gonna make it. Pixels usually don't look bad when you make them bigger, but too big ruins any. So our sheeple is a bit disoriented, so this is kind of good. Actually reduce. But if you reduce, try to do it with the corners, or increase, because that way it increases with the ratio. Oh, By the way, if you're trying to change the pixels individually, press on this button, so this will keep the aspect ratio and this will not keep it. You're gonna go here, then you're gonna move. The position doesn't matter to a lot of people. It doesn't matter like according to your video Pokemon, to the position of your video Pokemon's in-game. There we go. Video Pokemon. And the hassle is just getting this done every time you get a new Pokemon in the team. So in the beginning it's kind of annoying because you keep capturing Pokemons, then afterwards it just depends how much you change Pokemons, how much you change your team. But make sure this is always updated. So that's just one. So we're gonna call you, actually, it doesn't matter, you can name them what you want. And the last thing I actually want to show you is how to do, just one more thing. If you, for example, add a Pokemon like me here to show it, and you want to have it behind this layer, you just click on the layer. So I'm going to do this with Sheeple now. Like this. You hold it and you just pull it down one. That didn't work. You work? Why do you not work? Well, it's disappointing. Usually you just hold it down and move it under the layer you want to. Okay, anyhow, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to do the badges. The badges I actually take pictures myself, so in game, after I get the badge, you probably have noticed that I open my trainer profile and screenshot it, and I usually get this, so just have the first badge. You can also take this trainer sprite from here if you wanted to. So what I do is, oops, that was the wrong window. You control mouse wheel up, lets you zoom in. And actually the easiest thing to do here is to, wait, so again, select all of this. Wait a minute. Wait, how do I, now I'm confused myself. So I just select everything. And again, let me fast forward. Alright, I'm back. The undo mistake I just did was I accidentally selected without pressing shift, so I can unselected everything. You can just undo that. So we press Ctrl C again, go back to our main project, Ctrl V. There it is. I tend to not resize them because remember there's 8 of them usually. You can just see 1, 2, 3. If you need to resize them, do it. You probably will need to, but it doesn't. So here we go to new layer again. And in the end, what you do, so this is, sorry. So this is basically what I do for the sidebar. You can change your background, you can do whatever you want with it. Just remember to select it with the wand tool, play around with it, find what you do. You don't have to do this, you can just maybe use someone's from DeviantArt. There's a lot of people, just contact them. Maybe somebody will sell you one. But I try to avoid that. I try to make my own things. It makes you a better YouTuber if you do your own things, because people appreciate that, and it kind of shows the effort you put into your channel. And if you're rich, you can also buy everything. So important is that you always save. You just don't want to lose it, and if you lose it, you don't want to do it again. You may have noticed in my new thumbnail I kind of changed this color. I just selected these inside parts and changed the color of it individually. Also always write it down. If you change a new member, to make sure you update this, you have to find a place in the video, and then you switch out the images. And I think that's it. Oh, if you're editing in Camtasia, sometimes the videos will be smaller than this thing. I had than this image, and I had this problem that I had black bars on the sides. Make sure you resize your entire project on Camtasia when you insert the image. And I think that's all. And to just export it, you go to File, Export As, and then you do JPEG. Same sizes, same dimensions, keep everything the same. And that is it for my tutorial on how to make a sidebar. Now, over the time, if I make more Pokemon LPs, I think it will get a lot better. Check out other YouTubers. Munchin Orange has a great one for Pokemon Satan and Omicron, because I'm watching it at the moment. and just be creative with it. That's the best thing to do. Be creative. That's my tip to you. Just be creative. So thank you guys for 10 videos. I'm gonna be more consistent. Maybe I'll upload on weekends as well. No, but that's everything I have to teach you for now. See if I would do more tutorials in the future. Maybe the thumbnail. So thank you guys for being awesome, and I hope to have a lot more of you in the future that watches, and I hope I helped some of you. And other than that, have a nice day. Bye bye.